schools, save our kids' education. We call Newsom.
Are you Latina?
Yes, definitely.
How well are Republican ideas doing in the Hispanic community?
Oh, a lot of people are walking away because for years, basically Latinos' morals and ethics go more with the Republican Party. They were just being lied to all these years, telling them that the Democrats were the ones for the little guy, for the poor people. But, you know, the morals and the ideals that the Democrats promote are totally in opposition to the conservative Republicans. So now they're beginning to open up their eyes and they're walking away. And that's why. I used to be a Democrat many years ago.
You were a Democrat?
Yeah, for many years. I came here as an immigrant from Mexico, but I came legally.
I see.
See, legally. I waited.
You can put your thing. Yeah, I want rest your arms there. If you can explain to me. This hold that the Democrat Party has over the community.
Well, the hold is that they've always been lying to the Spanish community, the black community, the minority community, because they've work for the little people, work for the people who are poor, and the rich people only go with the Republican Party, but that's been a lie all along. So for years I used to believe that. I became a citizen after 5 years, and then I voted. Up until Jimmy Carter, I was a Democrat.
Oh, really?
And I became a Republican when I voted for Reagan. And then since then, I've been more and more, learn more. Basically, I study the history of the Democrat Party, I studied the history of the Republican, and I saw the big difference. So I never went back to the Democrat Party because over the years they got worse and worse. And now look at, they're burning Bibles, they're burning our flag. You never see a conservative burning our flag or burning Bibles or trying to burn buildings. You know, we're about edifying and building up, not destroying. That's the basic belief and ethics that we go by. And I have children. I have a daughter who works as a history teacher for LAUSD, and she sees how much the kids are suffering right now by not being in school. So I'm for recalling Gavin Newsom because he's the one that's just arbitrarily deciding that all schools have to be closed. Why? Why? The science doesn't say the kids are going to benefit by being locked down. It's the opposite. The science is saying kids need to be in school, but all of a sudden they're not listening to the science. All of a sudden they're telling us, no, you're going to do what we say, forget the science. Whereas before they were telling us, oh, listen to the scientists. Mask and, stay down, be locked up in your homes. But now all of a sudden they don't want to listen to the science. So now I support recalling Newsom and all those Democrats who are actually doing more to hurt our children and our future than the Republicans. Republicans are not perfect. I mean, nobody's perfect, but they're doing more to save our youth, to save our country. And by being a strong country, we can also help other countries that are being, victimized by tyrannical regimes. So, yeah, we got to take the lead and be out there telling people the truth.
There's a lot of socialism in Central America that came to power through some of the same tactics that we're seeing here.
Exactly.
Do you believe that there's a socialist movement to change the states?
Oh yeah, of course there is. The socialists want to take over, but this is not recent. I mean, this has been going on for decades, way back. I mean, since the beginning, the Marxists, the socialists, the communists, they've been working 24/7. Whereas we here in the U.S., we became too complacent. We believe that, oh yeah, we're free and nobody's gonna, take our freedoms away. But guess what? Little by little, they started infiltrating our schools, they started infiltrating our local governments, all our institutions, to the point that we are where we are. But this didn't happen overnight. It happened over a period of decades. And now we're seeing the results. And that's why we have to work double hard, triple hard to get the people to open up their eyes, because freedom is not free. I'm sorry. None of this stuff that goes around with them. Free this, free college, free medicine, free for everybody. Yeah, and who's going to pay for it? You know, I worked for 45 years, and I started working at 13 years old, and I've been teaching my children that the only way to get ahead is to study, get ahead, and work hard. You know, if you want to be wealthy, build a business and work. Sometimes you have to work 24/7, and that's what it takes. The government is not going to have money growing on trees, and the government doesn't make the money. The money comes from us, the workers. So yeah, we have to be alert, we have to be awake, and we have to ready to defend, even with our lives, you know, the freedoms that has cost so many lives and so much blood, and I mean, and not just within our country, but all over the world. You know, World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Korea. Our soldiers, I have brothers, I have uncles and nieces that have served in the military here in the U.S. They have sacrificed a lot, and we're not going to let it go down the drain just because a few crazy people like BLM and Antifa and all these other people that are pushing their socialists. We're not going to let them destroy it. It took too much sweat, blood, and tears. We have to be there to defend it, to protect it. Yeah, that's what we have to do. Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.